Welcome to the Box Score Sports Podcast.
Let's talk about your Bengals, Travis. Let's talk about your Bengals. Last year they finished 9-8, and they had that like little push that everybody kind of wanted them to make the playoffs because their offense was so fun, but their defense was so bad. They were ninth in offense, first in passing, 30th in rush offense. That's not great. Defense, they were 25th in points allowed. So, Travis, favorite move that your Bengals made?
Which one of the three do you want me to talk about, or should I save one for you guys?
No, just go hit. It's your team. You
Let's
do.
go getting Chase locked down for sure. Paying him. I know last year there was drama involving it a little bit, and they finally got that taken care of. So now it's like that's out of the way. They can focus on the actual season instead of complaining about how much money they can get paid.
Yeah, I like that they secured him. What about you, Ryan? What's your favorite move that they made?
They got a new defensive coordinator. I don't know if that'll make a huge difference, but and then giving Hendrickson a pay bump. At least it's like, from what it seems like, it's like a feel good thing now. At least he's like feeling he's getting paid what he deserves for the season. He was gonna perform anyway, but at least optically it looks better since the Bengals are typically so cheap.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you on the defensive coordinator. They needed a new one. That was rough last year. And then Hendrickson, it's not going to be my favorite move because I was hoping that like Detroit would trade for him. I was hoping to get that bad where Detroit could get him, but whatever. So I can't say that. But I also love that they brought back Gazicki, the Dolphins' former tight end, who I think is pretty good. And I thought he was pretty good with Burrow last year. I think he had over 800 yards receiving last year. He was a nice addition. So bringing him back, I think, is good for the Bengals and make their offense, consistently explosive. So yeah, like that move. Okay, least favorite move, Travis.
Um, Least favorite. So I love the fact that we re-signed Higgins as well, so that we have both Chase and Higgins. But at the same time, he almost could have been replaceable, and we could have spent that money or used that money elsewhere. So it's not like the worst thing in the world, but I am very happy that we're keeping Higgins. But they have hold on, I'll get you his name. Oh, I forget their rookie wide receiver or second year wide receiver they got that looks like he could be decent. I can't remember if it's Jones or Tinsley right now off the top of my head. I think it's Tinsley. It's his second season. He showed some flashes this year in preseason at least, but not to say that preseason's anything. But anyways, it's not even really negative, but they could have used that money elsewhere.
Yeah, so Tinsley's coming on his second season. Jones was drafted 3 years ago. So, and then who's that? Oh man, how do you pronounce his name too? That he had kind of an interesting. I thought he was pretty. He had moments last year. Their third wide
Oh,
receiver there.
Yosivas.
Yes, yeah,
Yosivas.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, he's good. He's pretty good.
yeah. What about you, Ryan? What was your least favorite move that the Bengals made?
I didn't love the Shamar Stewart pick. Um, I mean, when you're starting guys like Lucas Patrick on the line and some of these other guys, I don't know. Stewart has like the physical traits of like a Miles Garrett, like crazy outlandish, like 40 times in reps and other things, but it never was led to production. And he could, to me, I feel like he's trending along with like Murphy and Osei, their other higher pick supposed pass rushers across from Hendrickson that haven't turned out. So if you miss again on a first rounder, it's like your defense is extra stressed. And then they let Pratt go and Hubbard retires. So they're kind of going with rookies or unknowns on defense on a defense that was already bad, so maybe it's good.
Yeah.
Maybe something fresh and new.
Right, right.
It doesn't give me a ton of confidence that their defense is going to improve much more than 25th. Like I still don't see it much better than it was last year.
Yeah. How how we feeling about their offensive line? Because that's kind of a red flag for me. It was like one of the worst last year. And like I'm just looking over their transactions and I'm like, did they even address the offensive line at all? So I'm a little bit worried about that. The only way they'll have any chance to compete this year is by keeping Burrow upright. And last year they allowed 48 sack, which was second most among quarterbacks. So they allowed Burrow to be sacked 48 times. So I mean, and their PFF grades are horrible. I don't know. I'm not really big on their offensive line this year. I don't know if they did enough to address it. So that's a red that is like my least favorite move is they didn't do anything that gives you confidence that their offensive line is going to be better. So,
Yeah, the only highlight I saw from the preseason was Burrow scrambling around 30 yards and then getting sacked at like the 3 yard line. So I was like, I hope that's not a preview of the season of him running for his life the whole year.
which is my worry. Yeah. Green flag, Travis. What's your green flag going into this season?
Let the offense put up 40 points a game every game.
Let them
I want
cook.
yeah. And Burrow's had a full training camp, preseason. So we're gonna see what he can do this year.
Yeah. Is this the first one? Because
I think last year he had stuff going on with his wrist, and I thought he got most of the training camp, but not all of it. Like I can't remember.
okay, okay. Ryan, what about you? What's your green flag going into the season?
Uh, that Burrow to Chase connection. We already know the Ravens will not cover Chase, and he'll go for 10 catches for 230 yards every time that he plays the Ravens. For some reason, they don't cover him. I'm also a big Chase Brown supporter. I was last year. I said he would take that job. I think he's a really good running back. I know their rushing stats weren't great, but I think he's a really good running back. Um, so like Travis said, most their offense is a green flag.
Yeah, I think to be fair to Brown as well as your offensive line is bad. Like it's not it doesn't help the running back at all. So you got to be like Adrian Peterson to be a good running back behind this offensive line, Barry Sanders type of running back. So and I'm with you guys. It's just the offensive firepower. It's always going to be fun to watch with that group of guys out there with, Higgins, Chase, Gesicki, and Burrow. So I'm most excited. I think that's the biggest green flag for them going
Put
into the
Gasecki
season.
over Burrow first in that sentence, Ryan.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Who did I put over Burrow?
You heard it.
Gasicki? Yeah. Well, hey, order of importance, I guess. Red flag. What's your biggest red flag, Travis, going into the season?
Our defense, I don't know. It's just there's a few we still have some young guys like on safety corner that maybe are coming into their, second, third year in the league now, and maybe they're gonna start to, turn the page a little bit. But yeah, their defense is definitely the red flag this year. But like Ryan said, they new defensive coordinator, so hopefully we can whip up something that'll stop the other teams from scoring so we're not having a shootout all the time.
Yeah, 25th is rough, so if you can be 20th, that'd be great. So,
I'll take
um,
it.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Ryan, what about you? What's your red flag for the Bengals?
I think we kind of hit some of these already, so I'm gonna just say their starts have been bad. Last year they started 1-4. The year before 1-3. Even when they went to the Super Bowl, they were 2-3. And then last year, I know they played New England at home, and New England won 4 games, and they lost the opener to New England at home. So they start with the Browns and the Jaguars their first 2 games. They gotta start 2-0 because they gotta keep up in that division. They can't have another just come out and lose to Cleveland the first game, and we're like, why do they do this every year? They start this way, so they gotta come out quicker.
Yeah, I like that one. I just everything we talked about, offensive line, defense. I'm worried about those two things. Offensive line will, and the run game was 30th last year. So I don't know if that'll improve either. So I'm really worried about that because that's one way you can protect your quarterback from getting sacked so many times is when you run play action, but you can't run play action if you can't run the ball. So I'm worried about that as well. So a couple of glaring red flags for your Cincinnati Bengals, Travis. Sorry.
Well, we kind of just talked about them, but another thing that kind of
No, I said, you got another one?
no, but I was just gonna say to go into like the off season for them was a red flag with all the drama they had going on, which Ryan
True.
was talking about with Stewart. He wouldn't sign because of something that was in his rookie clause that they had worded weird for him, and then just not getting. I mean, Higgins to get re-signed took forever, and Hendrickson literally just got done last week. So it's like, why are we taking our time? Let's just get things going so everybody can get their practice in and reps in so we're ready for the season. But
Yeah, I agree. I think some of it was needless drama too.
yeah,
Like you're gonna sign them anyway, so just pull the plug.
yeah.
So,
So
uh,
I have a theory on that, Ryan, and I messaged this to Travis and some others the other day. It's almost like these poorly run franchises, if they do that, they get talked about in the off season. So
mm,
what was on all the sports talk the last like week? Hendrickson, his contract. When Chase was coming up, it's almost like I, I don't know if they like the publicity that they like being cheap and then all these things come out and then they pay the guys anyways, so they get talked about. But it's almost like the Dallas Cowboys. It's like they win every offseason with how much people talk about them and then
true.
don't do anything during the regular season. But the Bengals are a better team because they got more talent, but it's almost like these poorly run franchises get a lot of publicity for not signing their guys right away.
Hmm. I like it. I like it. And isn't like historically too the Bengals like a cheap franchise?
Yes, they
Is
are.
that okay? So that's another reason, right? But yeah, I think that's a good theory. I like it, Ryan. Okay, let's go to our fantasy football go-tos. Travis, who do you got for who's the one Bengal that you have to have on your team?
Evan McPherson.
Let's go.
A kicker.
Well, you
I
don't
think
have to draft him high, right?
last year he's had better years, but yeah,
Yeah.
you know the
Okay.
answer.
Okay. What do you got for us, Ryan? Who's your go-to?
Jamar Chase when he plays the Ravens. If he's playing the Ravens, go on DraftKings, go on ES, no, go on whatever and just start Chase against the Ravens. He puts up like 45 points every time.
If you have a house, you can have two houses. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, okay. I'm gonna go Kasicki. Let's go. I love him, man. I think you don't have to draft him that high. I think he could be a solid tight end for a team if you wait late to draft tight ends. So there's the obvious ones, the Burrow, Chase, and Higgins, but I think Kasicki could be a good pick late in a later round. Okay, predictions. Let's see. The over under for the Bengals are or is I should say 9.5 wins. What do you have, Travis?
I have them at 12-5, tied with the Ravens.
Oh wow, big year for your Bengals, man. Ryan?
I don't know if I can go that high for Travis on that. I'm gonna say 11-6.
Okay,
A one less win.
okay. I
They'll
have
probably
10.
go 4-1 just for that right there, Ryan.
I expect them to lose their first two games. So I'm going 10-7. And they should be 12-5, but they start off slow. So I'm going 10-7. But I think
And
they
the
go
league
over. Was
and the
that?
league's even like, let's give them the Browns and Jaguars the first two games, and you're like, oh, they're still 0-2. How'd that
Yeah,
happen?
I can't wait till Shador Sanders comes out in the second half and throws the game-winning touchdown. Okay, let's speaking of Shador, let's talk about the Cleveland Browns. Thanks so much for watching this clip of the Box Score Sports podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to our channel, follow us on Instagram and Twitter or X, and we'll talk to you guys real soon. See ya.